Let's be honest, TK Maxx does not want you to know what I'm about to reveal. Because behind the big brand's small prices slogan, the maze of cluttered rails, the cardboard boxes shoved between aisles, and the hypnotic red price tag with 3 lines lies a treasure hunt where chaos is the point and the shopper is always manipulated. You walk in on a Saturday thinking you are outsmarting the high street, that you are scoring designer for less, that TK Maxx is your weekly defense against full-price Selfridges. But the truth is, TK Maxx is playing a completely different game, and most British shoppers do not even realise they are the ones being played. This is not just about saving a few quid. This is about the traps TK Maxx sets and the psychological architecture designed to keep you spending on stuff you did not walk in for. 432 TK Maxx and HomeSense stores across the United Kingdom. £4.03 billion in British sales last year. A Channel 4 Dispatches investigation traced more than 150 of the brand names on those shelves to trademark registrations owned by TJX. The Jobis handbag had a recommended retail price of £68.99, but was sold for £24.99. Jobis does not exist outside TK Maxx. TJX registered it themselves at a Watford industrial estate. 17 children's swim vest product codes pulled in 2025 carried falsely applied CE marks. A formal government recall was issued for drowning risk. In March 2026, 2 simultaneous powerbank recalls were issued for fire risk. A Byblos fragrance was pulled for HYCC, a banned European Union skin allergen. The chain scored TJX 19 out of 100 on forced labour risk. And TK Maxx is the only major British high street retailer with no NHS discount, no blue light card, no student discount, no senior discount. £1 from everyone at all times. Today, I am pulling the curtain back on all of it. 10 traps inside the warehouse, 5 more warnings most British shoppers never notice, and once you see the game for what it really is, you will never look at a TK Maxx red price tag the same way again, because you will know exactly who typed up the number above it. Number 10. The 28-day return trap. Here is the fantasy. You pull something off the rack and think if it does not work out at home, you will bring it back. Big stores have generous return policies and you have got time. Here is the reality. TK Maxx's UK return window is 28 days from purchase. A receipt is required for a refund to your original payment method. If you lose the receipt, you will be given store credit at the lowest price the item has ever sold for, not what you paid. That could be the clearance price weeks after you bought it. There is a specific category worth flagging: assembled furniture. Once you have built it, TK Maxx will not take it back. That is their policy, stated explicitly. And if you bought it online and cannot get to a store, online returns cost £3.99 in postage unless you make the trip yourself. HomeSense items cannot be returned to a TK Maxx store. They are separate systems. You have to go to the right building. The Christmas shopper who grabs something in December and realizes it is wrong in mid-January is already pushing the edge of that 28-day window if they waited until after Christmas to open it. You have got 28 days and a receipt requirement. Lose either and the deal becomes a donation. Number 9. The loyalty program that pays out in bamboo straws. Here is the fantasy. The Treasure loyalty program. Swipe every visit, collect rewards, earn cashback. Same principle as a Boots Advantage card or a Tesco Club card. Except it is not. The Treasure program does not pay out in cash or vouchers. It pays in shopping keys, capped at 3 per day, with a maximum of 1 earned per channel, meaning 1 in-store, 1 online, 1 HomeSense. Once you accumulate 5 keys, at least 3 of which must be shopping keys, you can claim a reward. That reward is not money off your next shop. It is a charity donation, a competition entry, or a minor freebie. The example documented by loyalty program researchers was bamboo straws. There is a second layer to this. In exchange for those bamboo straws, TK Maxx receives a complete linked record of of every single purchase you make. The loyalty system was built specifically around permanent data retention and profiling. A case study confirmed the technical architecture was designed for long-term purchase history retention. You hand over a permanent data profile, they hand you a chance to win a free dinner. The treasure card rewards you with the chance to win a free dinner. In return, TK Maxx keeps a permanent record of everything you have ever bought. Number 8. Real fur labeled as faux. Twice. Here is the fantasy. The tag says faux fur. You are making a fashion purchase, not an ethical compromise. You checked. BBC Watchdog investigated. They found a handbag at TK Maxx made from fox fur. The tag said faux. TK Maxx was caught. Their response was that despite their robust processes, an error can occasionally occur. Approximately a year later, BBC investigated again. They found shoes sold on the TK Maxx website with bobbles made from raccoon dog fur, labeled as faux. Same company, same robust processes, same error. The same investigation named Amazon and Boohoo in the same findings. TK Maxx eventually discontinued all real fur products in 2020 following more than 10,000 complaints from PETA. But the relevant fact here is not that they stopped. It is that their supply chain verification was so inadequate that BBC Watchdog caught the same category of failure twice, with roughly a year between each catch. Faux fur was real fox. Robust processes caught nothing. BBC caught it twice, and the shopper in between had no way of knowing. Number 7. The fragrance that failed safety checks. Here is the fantasy. A biblos or designer fragrance at 60% off what you would pay in a department store. The same product, same quality, just smarter shopping. Between January and March 2025, TK Maxx sold Biblos Blue Happy Hour Eau de Toilette in stores across the United Kingdom. The product contained hydroxyisohexyl, 3-cyclohexene carboxaldehyde, HICC, and Lyrol. This ingredient has been banned from European cosmetics because it can trigger allergic reactions in sensitized individuals. The United Kingdom government issued a formal product recall for this product. There is a wider pattern here that the recall alone does not capture. Fragrance communities and beauty bloggers routinely advise running batch codes, the 4 to 8 character code on the base of the bottle, through checkers online to find the manufacture date. Products at TK Maxx have documented histories of sitting in TJX warehouses for years before hitting the shop floor. One documented case at TJ Maxx in the United States found a product manufactured in January 2011 still on shelves. A banned allergen, a year of warehouse storage, and a price tag that made it look like a find. The fragrance is real. The question is how old it is and whether whoever was responsible for checking it actually did. Number 6. The March 2026 double recall. Here is the fantasy. A branded power bank at half the Curry's price. Identical hardware, smarter shopping. In March 2026, the UK government issued a formal product recall for the POM portable battery and magnetic wireless charger sold at TK Maxx. The hazard was internal wiring not securely attached. During use, that wiring can loosen, causing short circuits, overheating, and fire. Simultaneously, a second recall was issued that same month. The XO Poppy Superpower 10,000 mAh power bank, also sold at TK Maxx, was recalled for the same class of fire risk. 2 separate power banks, 2 simultaneous government recalls. 1 month. The tech aisle at TK Maxx is stocked with lesser-known brands and budget line items from overstock and clearance channels. Major current generation products from Apple, Samsung, and Sony do not appear in TK Maxx. What appears are older generations, third-party accessories and budget items, some of which, as 2026 demonstrated, fail basic safety standards. 2 separate power bank fire recalls in a single month. Up to 60% off is less appealing when the product is a fire hazard. Number 5. The children's swim vest with the fake CE mark. Here is the fantasy. A £9.99 children's swim vest before a family holiday. Same as you would find in Argos. Certified safe. You check the label. It has the CE mark. Between April and August 2025, TK Maxx sold multiple designs of children's swim vests across UK stores. There were 17 product codes. They carried a CE mark, but that CE mark was falsely applied. The products had not been tested to the mandatory safety standards required for personal protective equipment under EU Regulation 2016/425. The UK government issued a formal product recall. The stated reason was that the vests may not be suitable for use as a buoyancy aid and could pose a risk of drowning. Those vests were on TK Maxx shelves during the peak of the 2025 summer shopping season. Parents were buying pre-holiday kit. Children were wearing them in water. The CE mark is a safety signal parents have been taught to trust. When that mark is fake, the signal becomes a trap. The CE mark was counterfeit. The drowning risk was real, and it was on sale through the entire 2025 summer season. Number 4. The hidden markdown calendar on every price tag. Here is the fantasy. There is always a sale if you time it right. Boxing Day, January, bank holidays. You go in at the right moment and clean up. Here is what TK Maxx does not advertise. There is a week number printed on every price tag. That number shows when the item arrived in store. After approximately 6 weeks, items are discounted by 30%. After around 8 weeks, discounts deepen further. After a period with no sale, items move to the red label clearance section. Eventually, they reach yellow label final clearance, where prices can fall to as little as 20 pence. TK Maxx does not run a Boxing Day sale in the traditional sense. The real clearance event is January, when festive stock hits its markdown threshold simultaneously. The shoppers who understand the label system are in the store on Tuesday mornings, the optimal window when deliveries have been processed overnight and before the weekend, crowds arrive. Those shoppers are picking through the best clearance stock before it is gone. Everyone who does not know the system pays more or arrives when the deals are already sold. There is a markdown calendar hidden on every price tag. If you cannot read it, someone who can is getting your deal. Number 3, there is no discount for NHS staff, students, or seniors. Here is the fantasy. People assume TK Maxx, a high street retailer, would join blue light card discounts for NHS staff, emergency services, and the armed forces. They do not. The Blue Light Card website explicitly states there is no TK Maxx discount code available. Multiple NHS discount aggregator sites list TK Maxx, but note no active discount is available. There is no student discount and no senior discount. There is no equivalent to the Tuesday 10% off that Ross Dress for Less, the American cousin of TK Maxx, offers to people over 55 every week. TK Maxx's only loyalty mechanism is the Treasure Program. As covered earlier, it pays out in bamboo straws and competition entries. NHS workers, students, and pensioners pay the full pound. TK Maxx takes the full pound from everyone at all times. There is no discount. There never was. Number 2. The RRP that somebody invented. Here is the fantasy. The big red tag says RRP £145, our price £59.99. You are saving £85. You are clever. You found it. Here is what the Advertising Standards Authority has to say about that. The ASA rules state that a recommended retail price must reflect the price at which the product is generally sold, not just a manufacturer's recommendation. The ASA explicitly states that if a retailer is the sole seller of a product, using an RRP at all is unacceptable. Channel 4 dispatches found specific, documented RRP inflation at TK Maxx. A Romeo coat carried a TK Maxx RRP of £2,225. The designer confirmed the actual store price was £800. A French Connection sweater had a TK Maxx RRP of £115. French Connection's actual selling price was £85. A diesel cardigan showed a TK Maxx RRP of £251. Diesel's actual price was £200. The trading standards officer quoted by Channel 4 was direct. If you want to rely on RRP when showing a discount, you must be confident that the RRP really existed. In multiple cases documented by dispatches, it did not exist at the price printed on the tag. That big red number at the top of the tag, the one that makes the price below it look like a triumph, is in some cases a legal grey area. In some cases, it is a number TK Maxx helped to invent. Number 1. The brand on the label does not exist. This is the one that changes how you look at the shop floor. You pick up an item. The brand name sounds vaguely European, vaguely premium. You assume you have never heard of it because you are not a fashion insider. You assume it is a mid-tier designer or a continental label not widely distributed in the UK. The recommended retail price says £68.99. TK Maxx is selling it for £24.99. £44 saved. Into the trolley it goes. The brand is Jobis. It is a handbag. Jobis does not exist. Channel 4 dispatches traced the trademark. Jobis is not a fashion house. It is a registration filed by TJX, the parent company of TK Maxx, at a Watford industrial estate, TJX's own UK office. The brand was invented by the company selling you the bag. The £68.99 recommended retail price was not set by a designer. It was typed up by TJX on a product TJX commissioned, sold by TJX in a TK Maxx shop to you. Dispatches found more than 150 brand names at TK Maxx that trace back to TJX trademark registrations: Frederick Anderson of Copenhagen, Arabella and Addison, Kennar, Amaryllis Amphora, not exotic international finds, not rescued surplus from legitimate fashion brands. House brands, dressed in European-sounding names, sold with inflated recommended retail prices applied by the very company shifting the stock. The mechanism is elegant in its audacity. Create a brand. Set a recommended retail price that makes the brand look like it has genuine retail history. Sell it through your own stores at a markdown from the recommended retail price you invented. The shopper experiences a saving. The saving is from a number the company created. The brand they are buying from does not exist outside TK Maxx. This is the thing that the Dispatch's investigation established over a decade ago, and that most British shoppers have never heard. Not because it was hidden, because most people did not watch the programme. And TK Maxx has had no incentive to remind anyone. The brand on the label and the original price on the tag can both be invented by the same company selling you the item. That is trap number 1. We are not done. The countdown ended at 1, but 5 more patterns deserve your attention because most British shoppers walk straight past them every Saturday. Bonus warning 1. The item was made cheaper specifically for TK Maxx. Not everything at TK Maxx is genuine surplus or cancelled orders from real fashion brands. A former production manager at Nicole Fahy, speaking to Channel 4 Dispatches, confirmed that TK Maxx would commission bespoke lines to fit their price point. Designers explained that at every stage they tried to save money, resulting in a product different from the mainline version. TJX's own website says that some of our merchandise is manufactured for us, and some we design. A Nicole Fahy jacket purchased at TK Maxx for £58 was labelled current season with an original price of £450. A store manager described that claim as implausible. A Calvin Klein blouse may carry the Calvin Klein name, but it may not have been made for a Calvin Klein retail environment. Think about what that means practically. The stitching, the lining, the weight of the fabric, the zip mechanism. All of these decisions were made not to meet a designer's standard, but to meet a price point TK Maxx dictated. The label is genuine. The product behind it is a different conversation entirely. Bonus warning 2. The ethical scorecard they do not put on the price tag. TK Maxx markets itself as a sustainable choice, buying surplus stock and reducing fashion waste. The reality is more complicated. A forced labour benchmark scored TJX companies just 19 out of 100 on purchasing practices, worker voice, and risk assessment. The company publishes no supplier list, making third-party accountability impossible. In 2022, the US Department of Labor found TJX Companies was exposing workers to fire, entrapment, and struck by hazards, resulting in $239,000 in penalties. And as noted above, a significant portion of TK Maxx merchandise is purpose-built for the off-price channel, not surplus from brands that were already made. That is not reducing fashion waste. That is creating additional production runs at lower specification. If the ethical dimension matters to you when you shop, TK Maxx is not the ally the treasure hunt branding implies. 19 out of 100, that is the score. The red price tag does not mention it. Bonus warning 3. The layout is an engineered revenue extraction machine. The organized chaos is not how off-price retail happens to work. It is how off-price retail is designed to work. TK Maxx X stores have no fixed walls between departments. The store expands and contracts categories dynamically and routes shoppers through the maximum possible floor space before they reach the exit. Clearance items are placed at the back specifically to pull you past full-price merchandise. Inventory refreshes multiple times per week, engineering a fear of missing out. If you do not buy it now, it is gone. The one-of-a-kind positioning is a deliberate psychological lever, not an accident of the business model. You spend significantly more time in TK Maxx X than in conventional retailers. That extra time is measured, optimized, and profited from. Bonus warning 4. The online store is the treasure hunt without the treasure. If you are shopping tkmaxx.com to avoid the crowds, you are paying £3.99 for delivery. You are paying postage again on returns unless you make the trip to a store. And you have lost the one-of-a-kind feeling that makes TK Maxx psychologically compelling. The feeling that you are hunting for a find that nobody else has seen. Online, you see the full, dull reality of the inventory laid out in a grid. The impulse that drives in-store spending, the fear of missing out, the one-of-a-kind pressure, the serendipity, does not translate to a browser window. The online store is what TK Maxx looks like when the psychological infrastructure is stripped away. It looks like a fairly average discount website with delivery fees, a limited range, and no serendipity whatsoever. The treasure hunt does not travel. The traps do. Bonus warning 5. Once you have assembled the furniture, it is yours. TK Maxx and HomeSense explicitly state that assembled furniture is non-returnable. Full stop. Items marked as final sale, typically yellow tags, are also non-returnable. This matters because TK Maxx's homeware sourcing model is the same opportunistic bulk purchase model that produced 3 product safety recalls in 2025. You are buying furniture from a global opportunistic buyer with documented quality control gaps. Once you have built it, you own it. A chair recall was issued for a product that could collapse during use. The no-return policy for assembled furniture and the documented quality control failures sit uncomfortably close together. Here is the thing about TK Maxx. They are not trying to save you money. They are trying to make you feel like you saved money. That is a different product entirely. The treasure hunt is the product. The £44 you saved off a Jobis handbag, a brand TJX invented, is the product. The red price tag with the recommended retail price that nobody else ever charged is the product. The chaotic shop floor that keeps you in there for an hour is the product. And the brand new power bank in your bag recalled in March 2026 for fire risk, that was part of the product too. The only way to win the game is to know what game you are actually playing. Flip the tag, find the week number, question the recommended retail price. Run the batch code on the fragrance. Check the government recall list before you buy electronics for a child. Know that the NHS discount does not exist. Know that assembled furniture cannot go back. Know that some of the brands on those racks are owned by the same company selling you the item. And know that the biggest saving is not on the clearance rail. It is the pounds you never spent on a Jobis handbag dressed up as a designer find. At Crisis Report UK, we do not just shop smart, we shop with eyes wide open. If this video changed how you look at that red price tag, share it with someone who shops there. That is the most useful thing you can do with the next 30 seconds. Leave a comment below with the TK Maxx find you are now second guessing, or with the trap that surprised you most. And if you want to know which other British retailers are running the same playbook, because there are several, subscribe. We are just getting started.